How do you achieve a high-end fashion look to your photography when you're only working in a small space? Let's find out. Say hi to Nixi, everyone. Nixi's joined us again as I tread on my camera. Yeah, we're gonna do that whole thing again. Say hi to Nixi, everyone. Nixi's joined us again. That's it, that's Nixi's one word for the whole shoot. That's the only word she's allowed. Hello, at least it was polite. It was a good word to use. We're going back to utilizing a beauty dish today. It's a single light setup. We're going to showcase the advantages of working in a small space. A lot of photographers say, I don't have a massive studio, I don't have massive space for loads of lights. Well, I'm going to show you how you can achieve really crisp, high-end fashion images when you haven't got much space. The light I'll be utilizing today is the Electron D-Light RX4, which, as I've said before, if you're really smart online, you can pick up for less than £100. So hopefully trying to remove some of those barriers to entry in terms of cost for those of you looking to get into strobe photography. If you're smart and you look on secondhand markets, there's always photographers looking to get rid of stuff as well. If you get in with some photographers, you might even find some really super cheap gear. And I've put on here the beauty dish. You'll have to look at my previous video on the beauty dish where I extol the virtues of the beauty dish and why it's my favorite light. Because when you get it out, I announce in the middle of a shoot that we're bringing out the beauty dish, and models tend to have that reaction and go, oh, wow, the beauty dish, just for me, I must be so beautiful. It's my favorite light purely because of the marketing of it, because of the choice of the language that's been used to promote it. I've put a silver reflector in there, so the light is going to be bouncing back into the dish and then coming out, giving me a beautiful, controllable source of light. And control is what we're looking for when we're using strobe photography. That's why we use it. That's why I use it to work inside, because in here I am God. And I like to control the lights. Out there in the outside world with the sun and the clouds and the British weather, I can't predict what's going to happen with the light, and I like being in control. If we just measure this light out, and we've measured it out here to roughly f8, ISO 100, 160th of a second, we're going to be shooting a very standard portrait here. We've got the tripod up on a bayonet arm, so it's going over the top, so there's no clutter in front of me here. I've got a nice bit of space to work in here. And we've got Nixi here, who's just going to do a very, very simple pose in her elaborate ring gear against the white wall in the background. And we're just going to see what's going to happen with this first portrait that we're going to shoot here. The lens I'm using for this session, and I'll explain why this is important in a moment, is my 70-200 lens. A lot of photographers really, really enjoy this lens. I've taken one of my favorite images of all time with this lens. I love this lens, and it enables me to get super, super close for super close-up portraits of the face. This first image here though, you'll see we've got a slightly grey background. So although we've got beautiful light across the face and a great model with a great pose, we've actually got a slight drop off to grey in the background. And I want this to be a bit more punchy. We've put a lot of work and time into the hair and the makeup of this shot. And I also want to replicate what it's like working in a small space. Not everyone's got a big studio like this, where we've got meters and meters of space to work and walk and do different things in. A lot of people, like myself, in my first studio, it was just a loft conversion, very, very small space. So we're going to replicate that by moving Nixi all the way to the back of the studio there. So realistically, all the way to the back, I'm going to be working in this. It's around about, I'd say maybe 2 by 2. 2 by 2 is 4 meters square. That's the space I'm going to be looking to work in today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my flash unit off of the bayonet arm, because I know that it takes up a lot of space, and I'm just going to pop that beauty dish on a simple tripod here, and we're going to fast forward or do a cool edit, because no one needs to watch me taking this off here and then putting it on here. So we'll cut here and we'll come back when that's back on this tripod. And we're back. The beauty dish now is on this very basic entry-level kit softbox or kit box tripod here. I'm going to bring it in and down there, facing towards Nixi there, on that sort of 45-degree angle. So I can't really work with it here because then it'll be in my way. In fact, do you know what? Let's just do it. We're going to work with it here so it's in my way, and I'm going to showcase to you how difficult that is to work with. I've got my 70-200. Remember, it doesn't go super wide, this lens. So I've got to get super, super close in here. and we'll just take the first portrait here, 3, 2, 1, go. Nice and simple. And the first thing we'll notice with that portrait is that it's super, super, super bright. That's because the light is a little bit closer to Nixi here. So we're just gonna either dial down the power or dial up the aperture. I'm gonna dial up the aperture all the way up to around about f16 here. And we're just gonna see what effect that has on the portrait here. 3, 2, 1, go. Beautiful, just there. But I'm still finding it kind of difficult to work with this tripod just in my way. I'm right on the edge of it here. So I'm just gonna move the tripod round to the side, which is gonna give us a slightly different look and feel to the portrait. But what we'll notice from these portraits, however, is that we've got brilliant white backdrops, beautiful, crisp white backdrops. There's a little bit of shadow on the left-hand side there that we can see that's being created by the fall of the light here, although we have got a little bit of bounce light back here from this white reflector on the side here. It's not bouncing enough light back in to really kill that shadow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the conscious decision to zoom in really close and just to take pictures of the face and the expression. By coming in nice and close now, we've eliminated that problem. And now we can focus on the shadows on the face and focus on every time we see a flash, there is a small movement and a small change. And what that allows us to do is it allows us to capture different expressions and different emotions. And because we're shooting up at f16, although the intelligence software in my Canon R6 is going to be going to the focus point of the eyes, that's what's dialed in there, and it's on our servo, so every time there's a little bit of movement, it's going to track that movement as well, provided I'm holding down the focus button, and I always change it to back button focus. That is a lot of detail about focusing that I should probably do a whole video on, but I haven't got time for. All you need to know is, in studio, for this sort of shoot, when someone's moving, our servo, back button focus, boom. With the intelligent software in these cameras, you can't really fail. Make sure your eye detection is set to people, not pets. I made that mistake once, but it is set to people. And so every time we take this shot and every time we're focused, there we go. We're starting to bring hands in and we're doing flow posing, very simple and relax. And I haven't had to worry about the light, worried about the movement. I haven't had to worry about anything really. But what we know from this collaboration and from this model collaboration is that we've got a certain style from the sort of 1950s illustrative Vogue that we really want to try and emulate. How we're going to do that is we're going to increase the power of my light by about 1.5 stops. I'm going to keep it at this aperture of f16, so I'm still maintaining a lot of detail, but I really want that background to go pure bright white. I want the makeup in here to go pure bright white, and I want real depth and tone in the darker tones to really draw our eye into the picture and create these high contrast pop art effects in camera with deliberate thought, deliberate premeditation. Premeditation? I don't think that's the correct word, but with deliberate thought and intent to the end result. By turning your body facing this way, beautiful. We're going to turn our head looking at the camera, and we're just going to see how that looks with this new setup there. Perfect. Real, high contrast, powerful images coming through. Beautiful. Really stunning, and looking towards me 3, and I'm going super close in here, maintaining that eye focus and getting those close pictures to give us something different. Now, how do we elevate this even further? We've got the light in the right position, we've got the camera settings in the right position, and everything's looking the feel that we want it to be. It's overexposed deliberately, I'm aware of that, but that's the look we're going for. And we can bring in a prop, so we're going to bring in it's really cool. You can go in close and have a look at this prop. Look at how decorative this fan is. And now our model has something to work with. So it's not just a case of where am I going to put my hands in the frame or how am I going to fill the frame. And because I'm going super close, this is going to naturally give us interesting ideas, interesting looks, and when we do that, all of a sudden, we have something. I like the one where it was over the top of over that top half of the face, sort of coming down, seeing that one eye to the side, again with deliberate intent. And we can get in super close with this longer lens, bring the fan down just slightly. Really breathe out through the mouth. Beautiful, hold that there. 3, breathe out through the mouth. Nice wide eyes for me. 3, 2, 1, and go. Fan down just a fraction. And now I've got the look I want, real intense. And give me something different with those lips there for me. Beautiful, fan down a little bit. That's good. Yeah, that's it, that's the one. 3, 2, 1, go. And relax. That one there where we've got the expression looking off camera, bringing in the fan as something a little bit different. And we're just gonna go, I want even more fan in there, so right on the half face, there, and give me that real expression that you had before with the, that's it, eyes to me, go. That's it, 3, 2, and 1. Fan across a little bit more there for me. Even more, even more, even more, right across, there, that's it. And the kiss. Fan across the face a bit more, there. Kiss, go. Beautiful, lovely shot. And we've created with that a real range of pictures. And with that simple lighting setup, we've created a range of pop art style pictures that really pop out, make the most of the attention that's gone into the hair and makeup, and also utilize a prop to great effect. Nixi, come on in. That's the attitude. Look at this typical model attitude, this. Look at that. You've had time to think now.
Yeah.
Describe your session now to the people at home in 3 words.
Really super fun.
Really super fun. If you've enjoyed this video, they need to like and subscribe and say kind things, don't they?
Yeah, only kind things.
Only kind things. Visit No Fuss Muss for your free posing guide. You can download that for free. You can download our 1 light, our 2 light, and our 3 light workshops to take your lighting to the next level. And you can like and say nice things. And if you do have any photographer friends, tell them about the channel and that we drop a new video with lighting tutorials every Monday. Thanks for watching, and as ever, all the very best.